You're listening to Mondo Cool, the only Dragon Ball movie podcast that gives you a Zenkai boost.
That's right, boys. Mondo Crew.
What's up, Dragon Ballers? We're back with another exciting monthly episode of Mondo Cool, the only Dragon Ball movie podcast that, I don't know, we have a Dragon Ball movie podcast. With me, as always, are the smartest Dragon Ball super fans I know, Dan and Bob of GigaBoots.com.
I accept half of that compliment.
Yes.
And Mr. Feel, he's right there.
I am.
Look out.
And I'm, of course, KZ Excellent of KZExcellent.com. For those who are new to this show that only has 2 episodes, and you've decided to only click this one because just you really feel this one.
You're like, the first episode I can pass. Episode 2, though, that shit's my favorite movie.
That's where it really vibes. All the budget was put into this second outing. Mm-hmm. All the effort and everything. Mondo Cool is where we do a review and discussion of every single Dragon Ball movie, OVA, special, all those things in release order. We give our review of it. We hopefully have an ultimate ranking of it, and we also have really dumb related segments for it. If you like this idea, if you want to get your Mondo Cool early, you can get it an entire week early in audio form, and Mr. Feel's going to tell you exactly how you can do that.
You can get it early by going to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. $5 a month gets you access to Mondo Cool a week before the rest of the plebeians. And in addition, you will also get other bonus shows and other bonus content. That is patreon.com/gbpodcasts.
And that's definitely for the super fans who just, they need us in their ear going, man, I love Dragon Ball. You hear that from Bob all the time. Man, does he love Dragon Ball.
They should have been truffles. Or tuffles.
I have to know what they thought about Dead Zone right now.
Dude, I need to know what I felt about Dead Zone right now, but unfortunately we haven't gotten there.
It's coming closer than you think. This time...
Yeah, not close enough.
This time in Mondo Cool, we will be discussing the original Dragon Ball film, Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle. Or, if you prefer the Japanese title,
Dragon Ball Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle.
Okay, hold on, that's the wrong one. Clearly, we're looking for the Japanese title feel.
Oh, Dragon Boru Majinjo no Nemuri Hime.
Yes! Wonderful.
That sounds like a way better title.
Definitely.
I don't understand it, but I just feel like it's a better title.
You know, I don't understand what it is, but I feel like his performance there was better than when he was speaking in English.
You know, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, it's weird how that works.
It's a lot more believable as a title for a Dragon Ball film.
Like a botched video game console launch, Mondo Cool is always changing and improving. And so for this time, we'll generally have Dan be taking the reins here and giving us, taking us through this epic film. This epic as 45-minute thing.
So in Dragon Ball, Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle, the second Dragon Ball movie, and the second movie we're reviewing for this series, of course, Master Roshi gets tired of Goku, who just showed up, and sends him and Krillin, who also just showed up on his island, to go save a sleeping princess in Devil's Hand. Devil's Hand is a wicked-ass mountainous region that has a cool hand coming out of the ground made of rock, and atop it is a castle full of monsters and demons, and apparently Lucifer?
I think he's just a guy named Lucifer.
Hey, man, I'm not going to question it. His name's Lucifer. I'm going to respect it because he's got some cool shades.
I'm calling him Louie.
Yo, Lucy. Anyways, that's basically the gist of the film. So Krillin and Goku have to go there and fight Lucifer to rescue the supposed sleeping princess. But Goku can't use his flying Nimbus. Krillin and Goku are participating in what they call... Oh, wait, Bob, it's a gaming term. What's the term again where it's cooperative but also competitive?
That's not a... Oh, my God.
No, that's a thing.
That's a thing. But
That's a thing. Someone came up with that
word. It's such
word.
a bad hype word.
It's great. I don't know what you're talking about. It's co-op competitive in nature because they're both trying to...
Competitive, I think.
Copacetic?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Buzzwords. Stupid buzzwords, which is why your brain is melting.
It is.
But they cannot... they're trying to be the one who brings back the sleeping princess for Master Roshi. So, guys, how do we feel about this movie? Was it like, we're not going to review it until the end of this, but overall, like...
Yes, we push that to the back to really leave you in suspense.
Yes.
So I feel as we continue on, you'll probably be able to guess.
But then we give it a number, and you feel like we socked you in the gut when it wasn't as high or low as you were expecting.
Yeah, when I give this a 7, you're gonna be shocked.
Casey, if you give this 7, I'm gonna be shocked.
The first 10 minutes of this movie had a lot of good establishing shots. The shot to like the castle was real spooky.
It was good.
And they had real good scenery.
This is a real movie shaped thing at one point.
At one
And,
point.
and the stuff between Goku and Krillin was charming, and it wasn't directly rehashing the show.
Yeah.
And then like the plane full of unneeded characters entered the film.
They flew in
Like-
to ruin the movie.
I literally wrote that in my notes. I said, here's one of my notes. Quotation, we're here to ruin this movie's pacing, end quotation.
I don't know what you're talking about. Bulma's the main character.
Yeah, Bulma's clearly the main character.
So I was like, oh man, it's gonna be a Goku Krillin movie adventure. That'd be, oh no.
This was the one I knew the least about.
I actually only knew one thing coming in, an interesting detail many people may not know, and I doubt you two knew. This is Funimation's first dub. Their first in-house dub.
Huh.
Surely they redid it at some point.
No, that's why Roshi sounds spot on, because they've been using him the whole time.
Okay, is that why Goku sounds terrible?
That's why Goku sounds really weird. It is just a child.
I would have even preferred like the old Goku Gohan voice.
It was an interesting experience, I feel, because you hear a lot of the Dragon Ball alumni, but maybe not doing the exact voices you expect them to be doing for these characters. It's like when you go back and watch Namek and the performances are really rough. Once Funimation's dub team takes over, but it's that magnified even further.
Yeah, like the Bulma is just like, who are you? Levels of what? Why would you do this?
I was like, who is this?
Didn't you say someone was just Genkai?
Yeah, I think Krillin's played by Genkai's voice actress. I could be wrong on that, but there are a couple of voices.
Grandma Frieza.
I know, right?
Oh, I'm going to throw this out here because in this realm, he can't block me. Kid Krillin looks like Hideki Kamiya.
Yes.
That's
I
my
mean,
favorite tweet
accurate.
of all time, where he just blocked someone for sending him that.
You know, I have to agree with the statements Feel said and KZ said. The opening of this movie had some really great show of like them competing against each other to get to the castle first. There was a lot of fun and interesting shots. And then the rest of the movie happened, and some parts were okay or good, and other parts were not. And yeah, it really does seem like this could have been 20 minutes long, but they parachuted in everyone in the fucking series up to that point to bloat the script. I still think Bulma being there is interesting, but Jesus Christ. There's
This
a lot
movie's weird because it has like the intro and then skips to the ending.
Yeah, because it can't be more than 45 minutes.
This isn't even 45 minutes. It has a credit sequence and a 1.5-minute intro.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a lot of just, well, we did a couple fights, it's over. We don't want to do anything else.
This felt a bit more ambitious than the last one, where it's like, all right, we're not half the movie isn't rehashing the beginning of our series.
Right, that was
So
nice. 'Cause
I
at the very
appreciated
beginning,
that.
I was worried it was going to do that again because it starts with,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is just Goku meeting up with Roshi on the island. They're going to start the training.
I like the
I
part.
mean, a lot of it is still rehashed. It's just done different instead of exactly the same.
And unlike the version KZ saw of the first movie, where it is literally the same.
It was literally the same footage we learned because I was watching the old
Ocean Group.
1995 Ocean dub.
Yep.
But with this, I'm fine if they rehash aspects when they're in completely different villains and locations. But when it's like half the movie's like, and then they met Roshi, and then they went to the Bulma capsule house.
Right, we didn't have a sequence where we had to re-meet Poir. Like, please
Yeah.
don't.
And then they accidentally ran too far and they're in the Yamcha zone. That was that movie. That first movie was so bad.
Yeah, so I feel like, relative to the last film, as this film continued, I felt it was a little bit better because there was more original content.
Yes.
But that's not a very high bar, Lucifer's a
It's
really
not.
cool dude. Lucifer has shades and he wears them indoors while sacrificing ladies to power a gem to... What is he doing with the
He's
gem?
going to blow up the sun.
Okay, the
He's
sun.
gonna blow up
Yeah.
the sun, so
I was
because
like-
he's a vampire.
I misremembered it as the moon, and I'm like, why the fuck is he blowing up the moon?
He
Him
just likes
blowing
blowing
up-
stuff up, okay?
Yeah, they were freaking out over him blowing up the sun, and he's like, we love night around here, baby. I was just like, this is killing me.
Oh, man.
I like that guy.
He's
They're
pretty
like, "We're gonna
great.
do
I
it."
wish he was in a better movie.
we need Bulma's blood. We're gonna inject from the tit, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
the lifeblood.
That whole movie was just that. Like, let's tie up Bulma and then threaten to stab her in the boobs with this.
it was weird.
They're
'cause
like, we have to disinfect this spot. I'm like, why are you going in the tit with
this
this?
spot on her shirt on her sternum. It was like, what are you trying to do? Break the sternum and reach the spine to take out her spinal fluid? We going all the way here, boys? And fuck is with this movie?
Then they didn't even end up needing the blood. Like, that was
Yeah, that
completely
was-
irrelevant.
Yeah.
They're like theatrics.
They were trying to celebrate,
They just wanted to have a party, but also didn't want to actually do it. They just got tired of it by the end.
They're like, fine, if we can't celebrate it, let's just get it done.
Right.
Can we talk about how bad the animation is on that on this film?
The in theory point of these a yearly, constantly running anime movies that they inevitably get one every year
Yeah.
is supposed to be that they turn on the money.
I mean, when it's the 40-minute thing, they don't even have time to turn the money on. They're trying to turn the faucet and it just doesn't ever go.
Bob, this is like anti-money. Did you see the fucking shot of those demons running at Goku and Krillin? where their run cycle is 2 frames.
Yes.
I like
Yeah,
when
that
we
was-
saw the exact sequence of animations multiple times in a row in this film where the fish comes up and they dodge it, and then the fish
Yes.
comes up and they dodge
It was good.
That was surreal.
You know
I'm like,
that like
they just
those
looped it.
those demons running was like if the Devil May Cry 5 gremlins were coming at you.
Yes.
It looked like our Devil May Cry 5 spoiler cast intro, or a lot rougher than that even.
I watched this tonight. I belly laughed when they reached we're going to show someone running first person. So they just show a long hallway and they just zoom in on it and move the fucking image
Up and down.
like diagonally up and down. And I'm like, you had no money.
I was like, that was an interesting idea, but it was so poorly done. It really didn't work.
And yet, it seems to be, to me, at least, not to show my hand early, it seems to be the best Dragon Ball movie as far as this series has seen.
Between the two movies.
Yes.
I feel like that there were some decent gags in it, at least. Like
There were, yeah.
after Krillin gets saved from the giant monster in the ocean by Goku, he like tried to set him on the cloud and he falls straight through.
That was funny as hell. Too bad that was also the scene where they looped the animation.
That only made it funnier.
I did think Krillin just flat out trying to murder Goku was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
When he cuts the bridge and Goku's like, "Oh, that's fine. I'm a Chad. I can jump." And Krillin's like, "No, here's a fucking rock."
I've always respected young Krillin.
Young Krillin, he gets that money. I would like to know, at one point, Goku criticizes how he's bald, and he goes, "I'm not actually bald. I'm doing the adult fucking Krillin voice." Like, he sounds anything like that. Anyways, he's like, "I shave it because all real warriors do," like Master Roshi. And Master Roshi's like, "Actually, it fell out." And he's like, And he sticks with that until late Z. He's just like, "No, I'm still going to shave it." Because I'm a cool warrior.
Because he was
guy.
still pretending to be a martial artist, and then he just gave up and let it grow out.
And then he's like, "I'm gonna be a cop."
Then he shaved it again when he had to come to the Tournament of Power because Akira Toriyama doesn't like anybody having new designs.
Accurate.
So did Master Roshi like intend for them to ever come back, or was he just like, "Fuck off and die so I can beat off alone on my sex island"?
I have to believe it was no.
I think that was his plan, and also the dialogue in this made it sound like they had just arrived. That this was just them being there for the first time ever.
It was definitely Krillin's first time ever.
So they were there for seconds. And Roshi's like, "How about you go die?"
This has to be assuming that this was like right after the Pilaf arc from the show.
Yeah, but my first read of it was like, "Oh, this is Goku meeting him for the first time," until the unnecessary character squad come in like, "We're looking for Goku."
Yeah, no, that was really
so
weird.
it has to
he
be-
already had Nimbus, so like we know that from that angle he has to have already met Roshi.
Things are very complicated.
And he's like, then Master Roshi's like, "I'm Jeffrey Epstein. Go find me a teenage girl."
Oh my god!
But yeah, I think he genuinely wanted some lady. Like
Patreon.com/GBPod.
I mean, if they succeed, he gets a young lady. If they don't, they're dead, and he's left alone. So he set himself up a no-lose scenario.
right.
Yeah.
It's okay. He still has Turtle.
I think it was insane that the directions was go that way.
Yeah, and then...
No, that way.
Yeah.
Continuing the theme of me being a weeaboo, I watched the Japanese dub. The Japanese dub with the subtitles.
Very brave.
I want to know.
Okay.
I want to know how they translated a certain joke. Roshi says, "Go get me a peachy peachy gal," which is apparently slang for like a perky young girl.
When does he say that?
At the beginning, he's like, "Go get me a peachy peachy gal" to Goku. Goku's like, "A bitchy gag?"
Okay, that's pretty funny.
And then they call back to that later in the movie.
Huh, I don't think that is remotely how that goes.
They didn't even bother to try.
I don't even think they tried.
Yeah, this was in the era of them not trying, of them just fucking rewriting shit.
I mean, when it's a incredibly specific Japanese joke like that, to make it still land, you kind of need to just completely.
They're like,
come
"Well,
up with
here's our
something."
first dub. We should out Roshi as a pedophile."
I mean, they could have just come up with another pun.
I like how the magazine shows her bare ass. That was an impressive detail in this movie. I was like, God damn.
Good job, Krillin.
Roshi's just like, "Go get me a fat bitch." And Goku's like, a fat dog?
I'm sure that would have... that would... They also did not translate him saying your head looks like a pachinko ball. A joke that doesn't make sense because why does Goku know what a pachinko ball looks like?
Yeah, I actually noticed that was strange too.
So, maybe some jokes being left on the table was okay because that doesn't even make fucking sense for Goku to know about, but whatever. That's fine.
I'm Bulma and her gambling addiction. Goku always had to pull her out of the pachinko bars.
They literally replaced that joke with Master Roshi saying, in order to become my pupil, you'll have to pass a test. And Goku goes, oh no, I never went to school. And then Master Roshi goes, not that kind of test. So that's the joke they subbed in for that. Glad I could answer your question, Phil, about the peachy gal.
Oh, okay.
So I like the villain for this film. I like the environment at the end. I really like some of the shots of the landscapes and the local monsters and stuff. I don't like anything that happens in this film. What are you talking about? They tie Bulma up to a chair for 30 minutes and we watch him run around. Remember when they abruptly seal them all in a wall?
Yeah, that did happen.
That was pretty weird.
So that their hands and head are sticking out.
Yeah,
it was a weird thing. But they've let him have the cool Ozaru moment.
But see, like, once again, even though that was a weird thing that happened, they left the tiny pink demon that was so great in charge of them. And they're like, I'd fuck you up if I could get out of this wall, you piece of shit.
That's pretty good. That little demon was a good callback.
Yeah, that
Had
little
purpose,
demon's great.
Which
I
a
like
lot
it.
of things in this movie didn't.
I like him biting Goku's tail at just the wrong moment, and then 14 fucking giant monsters beating the shit out of a child.
I like the whole
Put the boots to him.
I like the whole monster design where it's like, yeah, they're demons and creatures like that, but then they just have guns.
Yes, no, that's fantastic.
I liked how eventually Krillin just got sick of their shit. And he's like, "Fuck it!" He's just pummeling one with a gun. After he trips an entire army by like rolling into their ankles.
You know, this is Krillin before he has any Roshi training. That's a little strange, but okay.
Well, he's from a monastery, so he presumably has some.
Right, like I guess he was already pretty cool, just not near as cool as Goku, okay?
I mean, who is?
No, nobody.
No one, not even Jiren.
I don't think I remember any fight scenes in this, next to none.
There was
the one part that my brain refused to just take in.
They fought the demon army. They got trampled a few times by them.
That was funny.
He did an air battle with somebody. I can't remember who. It was
with the red demon with the maces.
Yeah, that was it.
Cloth spear.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the when they first fight that demon with the big maces, it like does this thing where you think that Krillin gets crushed by a pillar, but then you find out that, oh, he was just animated weird and he jumped behind the pillar before that happened.
Because the middle section of the pillar gets knocked out. Krillin jumps and then the top section of the pillar slams down and it's like, oh shit, Krillin just got crushed. No, he jumped to the other side. He somehow cleared the gap. This is some good animation. You know who I enjoyed in this film that was not Goku or Krillin? Launch.
Yeah, Launch is great. It's too bad that she just been forgotten about.
How long was she in this movie? 1 minute?
Oh, what are you talking about? She's one of the most important characters. They set her up at the beginning, and then she's there in the middle.
They set it up as if she's gonna matter. It's crazy.
It's she's the most important character as far as the movie will tell you. I like when they use the exact same shot of Lucifer shooting that fucking energy ball twice. Also, is it just me or did Lucifer have some Char energy?
He definitely did. He would really tell you how cool Lucifer is.
You know, there's this really cool demon. His name is Lucifer. You should be more like him.
My name is Six Vaginas.
Good luck with that name, Funimation.
And then he gets owned when Goku shoots a Kamehameha that he should not be able to do at that point in the series.
Yes.
Why not?
Because it's fucking enormous.
It is pretty fucking... It's impressive.
Like, he nukes the whole cannon with it.
He does, but I mean, he like pulls out... Like, in the last movie, if we're using the movie timeline, he did a pretty good Kamehameha.
Oh, yeah, maybe this is only canon to the last movie.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Holy shit. This is the worst shit in the world.
We'll have to keep this in mind for the next one.
Yes.
Maybe all 3 Dragon Ball movies are only canonical to
maybe
themselves.
all Dragon Ball movies are canonical, like Z and everything. They're all canonical to each other, but not the series.
Oh, well, you know, Path to Power is the 4th Dragon Ball movie, so, you know, there are 4.
Funimation's site is weird because they're like, here's Devil's Castle Movie 3. And I'm like, what? And they're like, Movie 2, Path to Power. I'm like, this isn't correct at all.
Yeah, the shit that came years later.
Imagine someone released fucking Godzilla. It just went, well, this is the order of the Godzilla films, and it was the order they got the rights in.
God, that is why it is like that, isn't it?
That would be funny as hell. Okay, I think we're getting to a point where maybe we can start talking about, some more specific things about the movie.
Oh yeah, of course. I've set up our segments here. Some really good segments. Now, we've been floating around. Oh, maybe we should, highlight the most disappointing aspect for each person of the film. So I feel like it's only right for us to have the Yamcha Award, in which you must award the most disappointing aspect of whatever film we've watched.
Okay.
I will give the honor to Bob first.
Oh no, let's see.
Bob gets
Who
picked.
gets your golden Yamcha?
I feel like Yamcha really earned the golden Yamcha this time out. He did almost nothing.
It's true.
I can't think of one thing he did.
He couldn't even remember
I can't believe you gave it to him.
Dude, he couldn't even realize when Poir wasn't on his face anymore. He looked like a smug dipshit just sitting there like, I'm perfectly disguised, when Poir untransformed and stopped being a mask for him. What a dipshit.
Hey, man, I do weed.
Because I want, every time I go into one of these movies, I'm rooting for Yamcha.
Yeah.
And he keeps letting me down.
His entire bit is that he's a cock.
Okay, maybe we need to
what
explain.
What are you expecting from him?
Not a lot of people know Bob. Bob's the man who goes into a fast food place and says, oh, they have something new on the menu. I'll order it.
I feel like I think it's more rational to do that than stand for Yamcha. Like, the aged cheddar chalupa. That's a more natural reaction than, I hope Yamcha does something.
Yamcha is the Wendy's Junior Bacon Cheeseburger of Dragon Ball characters.
Fucking dare you.
Awful.
You're awful. But Bob.
KZ casting the most obtuse long-distance line in podcast history.
Yes.
Hey, if people have memories long enough, then that will be a brilliant joke.
I'm sure it'll land for a couple. It's fine.
Bob, Yamcha was pretty disappointing, huh?
Like, he didn't even show up most of this movie. I feel like I got more out of a lot of characters. Launch was great.
Launch was great.
Krillin really played to his strengths. And who cares about Far and Oolong?
Yeah. They did worse in this film than they did the first, that's for sure.
Right? Like, Yamcha did worse in this film than he did in the first two.
Yeah.
I audibly went, oh no, when that plane landed and they started coming out of that fucking thing. And I'm like, oh no.
Please.
We're doing so well. We're on minute 6. So, I'm going to quickly throw mine in. My Yamcha award goes to Toei Animation.
Yeah.
I feel like we
not
didn't
giving a shit.
Pick.
We did hit the two that will hit the most.
Well, it's good. Yeah, we got to get people used to it. This was laughably bad at so many points. We described many of them. Just, it's the first time I noticed, oh man, they're really cutting corners. They're really sticking on still images and animating as little as possible.
There were some good looking parts, but yeah, no, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
There's nothing I'd say was a highlight, and I feel like Curse of the Blood Rubies at least looked okay at parts where I'm like, that's all right, which makes sense. They reused a lot of shit there for my version.
This game had, this movie had really good establishing shots and like backgrounds.
Yeah,
but the animation was atrocious.
I feel like the establishing shot of the devil's hand is just really fucking dope. Like, that's cool. It looks amazing.
I think when they blew up one of the fingers, it looked cool.
Yeah, when they blew up the finger, it looked cool too. But there are a couple shots in the sacrifice room that looks neat. But overall, yeah, it's not a strong contender for a good art award. So I can totally understand you giving giving Toei Animation the golden Yamcha.
I guess I'll throw it to you, Dan. Who are you giving your golden Yamcha to?
Biggest disappointment in this film, easily, hands down. I'm shocked you and Bob didn't choose it. Sleeping Princess, not much of a princess. Am I right? Like fucking, it's a fucking jewel.
I'm not princess at all. Yeah,
Not in the least. They just fucking named Jewel Sleeping Princess. What the fuck, Lucifer? Are you that lonely? You're
feel-
fucking naming your things?
I think the Lupin the Third would be disappointed.
Yeah, Lupin would be furious, and I'm there with him.
Is our third movie also going to involve some sort of ruby or jewel?
That's why it's the biggest disappointment. It's just like, why the fuck is it always a jewel? Why is it a jewel? Fucking stop.
Because they don't use the Dragon Balls in these.
Because then that would get all fucky.
The
They
last one
used
used
the
the Dragon Ball
in the first one.
Oh, right. They exploded
Oh my
out
God.
fucking... Oh, God. That was funny as hell. How are we going to deal with this villain? Blow him up.
We're having a bad streak on these Mondo Cool so far.
What happened last time? I don't even know.
Last time on Mondo Cool, Goku probably hit someone.
Last time on Mondo Cool, watch episodes 1 through 20 of Dragon Ball.
And dun, 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 dun. Yeah, no, the Sleeping Princess sucks. I was expecting a character. I really wanted a character. I didn't want a jewel.
Launch with the Sleeping Princess, Dan. We went over this.
Can we not? Launch is...
She shows up at the beginning when they talk about the Sleeping Princess, and they cut to her. Then she's the person they bring back to Roshi. So clearly,
But she
was the
even
Sleeping
says
Princess.
the Sleeping Princess. I was waiting for this.
that's right.
I hate you.
And
That jewel's fucking stupid.
they already had the jewel. What were they waiting for?
I don't...
Like the
They needed the blood of a young girl.
No,
mean that
they
they
didn't have
didn't
that. They did not have that. They didn't successfully get that.
I don't know.
Can I
I
change-
forgot that
Moon?
part and gave
Can I
up.
change? Can I change my answer to the Toei writing staff?
Yes, you can.
That's separate from the animation staff.
Yes, it absolutely is.
My golden failure Yamcha Cuck Award goes to the Red Oni because
Okay.
he forgot that the monster was in the moat of the place he lives.
That was pretty big own.
Dude gets owned by rake in front yard.
No, it's like I set these rakes out in case any of those damn kids come in my yard, and then you step on one.
Yeah, no, it's that for sure.
And you've seen it happen 3 times in a row before it happens to you.
Well, that's going to do it for our golden Yamchas. Now, there's a lot of electrifying debate on a popular, incredibly popular, no one's seen the first episode yet, segment from last episode of who could defeat Jiren. Some people thinking, man, maybe we shouldn't go back to that bit, it's terrible. But Phil seemed really passionate about this.
If there's one theme with the GigaBoots Podcast Patreon and the GigaBoots Podcast Network, it's bravery and Podlord.
We are brave to put shit out there that clearly doesn't work. So in this segment, we each get to pick a character that we think can defeat Jiren, the ultimate antagonist of Dragon Ball Super, the anime. And
So
let's
far.
give an explanation of how they would be able to defeat him. And Phil said he wrote notes, so clearly we should lead with him.
All right, the character that can defeat Jiren is the monster crocodile because it counts as a stage hazard, and it doesn't matter how much power you have, you get hit by a stage hazard.
That's a good choice. That's a good
Stage
choice.
hazards aren't true strengths.
Game set.
That's pretty accurate. I think I agree with.
Jiren would absolutely play Smash with hazards off, no smash balls.
Probably. Jiren doesn't seem like an items type of guy. I'm pretty sure
Jiren plays Ganondorf.
He probably only plays Final Destination. People keep explaining to him, you could do the Omega versions of other levels, and he's like, no.
They have different blast zones.
I don't need this because I know he's voiced by Patrick Sykes, and that's too much.
I only play Fox Melee Final Destination.
I note to self: if Patrick Seitz is ever voicing requests, do that.
You know, I have a pretty good pick for who could defeat Jiren.
Dan.
That laser gun. I'm pretty sure if properly fired at Jiren, he would die.
I mean, that laser could probably do anything. We don't
know. It could if if they used it right and put blood in the fucking crystal and everything went according to Kikaku. We could probably blow up Jiren with that laser gun.
We'll never know, though.
That's unfortunate.
Very, very tragic. Bob.
I'm going to say Yamcha could probably do it. We didn't see what he could do in this movie. So his potential is unlimited.
Potential.
Unlimited.
Yes.
He did not lose one fight.
Undefeated.
I mean, he kind of did,
Well,
but okay.
It wasn't on camera.
How did he get in the wall if he wasn't defeated?
He
He
refused to
allowed
fight
himself
them.
to be caught.
Yes. He was designed to be a pacifist for a moment.
Because, if Yamcha's one thing, it's brilliant.
He was like, if I get captured, Goku will turn into the Ozaru, and it's all going to work out.
Yeah, that's definitely...
Tactical cuck action.
That's a very Yamcha move. You're right, Bob.
Wow.
Well, those are all good choices. My choice for who could defeat Jiren is Toei's animation staff.
God damn it.
Because in my opinion, they wouldn't animate him at all, which is the same as him not being alive.
No, he's barely animated in that entire fucking showcase.
Yeah, I know. I've seen shit.
I see how they try to translate his moves into DBZ fighters.
Yeah.
He defeated Hit with reused animation from 5 episodes ago.
Yeah, I'm just saying they'll just draw. They won't move the picture. It'll be a still shot, and that's the same as his heart not beating.
Jiren is more powerful than the animators.
My second choice would have been Launch. We don't have any evidence that Launch couldn't kill Jiren.
It's true. I mean, she shoots Roshi in the head. I think Roshi's dead at the end of this movie.
Probably.
That was fucked up. Like, the bullets went through, and blood came out.
Yeah, she's...
Well, luckily, most of his blood is almost constantly in his dick, so you can just shoot him wherever, and it won't cause any significant blood loss.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Well, I'm so glad that once again, we have somehow managed to keep this Jiren segment going. We'll see if it's there in the next episode. I don't honestly know. So we'll move on to our next new segment that clearly seems like a better idea than the one we just did about Jiren. But I don't know if this one has the staying power of that one. You see, the concept of this is simple. We take our main villain of this movie, which would be Lucifer, and I will propose a set of villains from canon Dragon Ball.
Thank you.
And ask our members here if Lucifer could beat them up. We'll go around the table here. Number 1, can Lucifer take out Bardock? Feel.
No, have you heard Bardock's fucking theme song? It's radical. I don't think the theme song that good is weak.
Bob.
No, definitely
Bob
not.
Doc. Can...
I mean, all he does is throw fireballs. Even Bardock can do that.
Yes. Dan?
I'm worried. I think Lucifer might be able to beat Bardock because Bardock might fly into space and stop being able to breathe at any moment during their fight. I think he would escape the atmosphere and no longer be able to breathe. I'm really worried for Bardock. I'm going to have to say it's a close one, but maybe Lucifer could beat him.
This all depends on which Bardock we have. Is it the one that can see into the future, or is it the one that magically gets whisked through to wormholes through time? There's so many different options for our Bardock. Either way, I feel like Lucifer could win because his shades would protect him from any attack.
Except once Goku does, because Goku's way cooler than Bardock.
I mean, not hard, but...
So I have a second villain
Okay.
for Lucifer to go up against. Dan, can Lucifer defeat Dodoria?
Oh, that's now we're getting into some good choices here. These are two very strong contenders.
Like each of them had their own season arc about how to defeat them.
Mm-hmm. These are this is. I'm gonna go ahead and say, Lucifer probably can't beat Dodoria. He's kind of a big deal. I'm gonna say Dodoria's gonna win that one. He's real strong. He's way stronger than Bardock.
Very large.
He's a well-rounded fighter. Yes. And he has a repugnant voice, and I feel like Lucifer would be driven away just by that.
It's like a sonic attack.
Yes.
Okay. A feel.
Well, let's look at the tallies.
Mm-hmm.
Lucifer, no confirmed kills. Dodoria snapped that child's neck.
Right?
So I'm gonna have to go with Dodoria.
Wow.
I know.
I'm going to agree that Dodoria probably has this. Just give Lucifer one big hug and that's it. It's done. But what does Bob think?
I mean, Vegeta was afraid of Dodoria. So clearly, Dodoria's got to be pretty powerful. I feel like there's no way Lucifer stands a chance.
No chance. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Even his shades, I don't think they give him the power boost. But the power boost he's going to need.
I see.
I have one more major antagonist to throw at you. And Phil, you're going to have to answer this question. Can Lucifer defeat Piccolo's driving instructor?
No, because he would wear his sunglasses during the driving test, not be able to see, and be failed.
Good answer. Good answer. Bob?
No, I don't think he can handle it. We have seen nothing that makes me believe that the driving instructor is weak enough to be defeated by this total jobber.
That is... Yes, you make a good point. Dan?
You're all stooges if you don't believe Lucifer hasn't already passed a driver's ed test because he owns a Lambo. Absolutely.
I'm going to say that he loses because she's scary.
Yeah, I think that she could yell at him a few times and he'd just leave. Like, he wouldn't know how to deal with it.
Nah, Lucifer keeps his cool, man. You see those shades? Ain't nothing getting to him.
And thus ends a segment that clearly doesn't have the staying power of who could defeat Jiren from this movie.
You know, the best part is, like, I feel like at the beginning of Dragon Ball, one of these makes more sense than the other, and at the end of Dragon Ball, the other one makes more sense, but we'll see.
That both of them have boundless potential. But I think it's
just like
finally
Yamcha.
time. Yeah, just like
Yes.
Yamcha. Infinite potential, as some may say.
He's the strongest
the
human.
Junior bacon cheeseburger that could.
The junior bacon cheeseburger that could.
It just keeps chugging along at under $2. doing the best that it can. We're gonna do the best that we can to possibly review the movie we watched.
Okay.
I guess Dan can start. He's professional.
I am professional.
Of course, this is rated on a 1 to 7 star scale.
Yep. With 7 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. Now, if you guys recall, last time I gave Curse of the Blood Rubies a 3, but this film is a much larger disappointment somehow. I am gonna have to give this film a 2. It is
Diving deep.
If you go much lower, there won't be any cool shots or any good jokes. So that's right. The first Dragon Ball movie, in my opinion, is the #1 Dragon Ball film, and the #2 Dragon Ball film is the second Dragon Ball movie, according to my current rankings.
Amazing.
Very
Brave.
interested in how number 3 goes. And also scared.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
Feel.
I gave Curse of the Blood Rubies a 4. I'm gonna give this a 3. It set me up for something decent and then was really bad.
Okay, so that means, according to Feel, the #1 Dragon Ball movie so far was the first Dragon Ball film, and the second, #2 was the second Dragon Ball.
I
feel like there
Bob,
might be-
let's see. Do you concur, Bob? Let's find out.
Yeah, Bob, what
I
number?
also rated the last Dragon Ball movie a 4,
Regrettable.
and this one is going to be a 3, just like Feel. 'cause
Oh, man.
it's just the worst movie.
Okay, so that means for Bob, the #1 Dragon Ball movie so far is the first Dragon Ball film, and the #2 Dragon Ball movie so far is the second Dragon Ball film. KZ, what what ranking are you giving this movie?
Dragon Ball Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle shows a lot of potential at the start between the amazing establishing shots and the idea that, oh man, it's going to be a young Goku and Krillin going and fighting demons.
Yeah.
And maybe finding an interesting princess, and I guess launches there. But then after 5 minutes, all hope was lost when all the extra characters showed up. Somehow, this movie did not reuse old animation. They did not replace it with actual animation, though, which made it even worse than I can imagine. I think it's worse than the last film. I can't be a coward and give it the same score, so it gets a 1.
Okay, well, that means Curse of the Blood Rubies is kicking in at 13 stars out of a possible 28, and Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle is coming in at 9 whole stars. And for those who aren't keeping track, that means Casey's pick and our overall pick for the #1 Dragon Ball movie is the first one, and the #2 Dragon Ball movie is the second film.
When will it be unseated?
I
Out
just...
of 28 possible points, it got a 9. I'm looking at our dumb spreadsheet and quaking. If it's a 1, 2, 3, and next time we do this, I'm buying a gun.
Not.
You can't even go lower,
I
Casey.
I
the rest of us
cannot
can.
imagine.
I can still give it a 1 and say that it's worse.
That's true.
I can't imagine something lower than this. I think this.
As I
Until we
said,
get to.
imagine there are no good jokes and 0 cool shots.
That's why I let mine sit in the
Imagine
middle
your
for the last
screen
movie.
doesn't move.
That's what I expect Broly 2 to be.
Broly 2 was better than Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle.
Will.
I feel like
It
Cooler
isn't
2 is
official
going
yet.
to be that.
Metal Cooler is better than Sleeping Princess and Devil's
Yes, I
Castle.
can confidently say that. I'm pretty sure the screen moves during it, so it's got to be better.
Exactly. Moving screens are cool.
I do. When they animate something in an animation, I find it to be quite appealing. Now, we have approached the end of this edition of Mondo Cool, and of course, to set up the next episode, we of course have Bob
All right, we do this.
narrate a next time summary not written by Bob, because that wouldn't be logical. It was instead made by Feel, who is preparing it at this very second.
Having overcome the terror of the demon's castle, the Kino boys are on to their next challenge. Faced with yet another rehash of an original Dragon Ball arc, the situation seems bleak.
It does!
Will the next movie renew their faith in the endeavor?
No!
Or will it also be 40 minutes long with a bunch of unnecessary tertiary characters? Find out next time on Mondo Cool, Dragon Ball Mystic Adventure.
We're out!
The executive producers of GigaBoots for the month of October are Vincent Boberg, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Star Falcon,
Spaceman Spiff, Danny Richardson, Dryzard, Red Blaze 27, Third Birthday Wen, and Cappy. Thank you very much to our executive producers, and also these guys. If you want to support videos like this, then head on over to patreon.com/GigaBoots and become an executive producer today.